Save my son. I beg you. Save Chen Ying.
Get your filthy ass together. Nobody is dying today on my watch. Only I wield the Wuti Mala Shao Kao Guru Shou Tao, and I would turn back the hands of time.
So imagine if Dilraba was able to do something extraordinary, reversing the hand of time, bringing peace to reality, instead of just accepting her main purpose as He Simu, aka the Reaper. Most people remember Love Beyond the Grave for the chemistry, but the real reason this drama still matters is what it forced Dilraba to do as an actress, something she had never fully shown before. Welcome to K Insider. Today we would be giving a review on the drama titled Love Beyond Grave, staring at the Dilraba and Chen Feiyu, which came out this year, recently. And then after this, we'll move into the most recent news updates on these two superstars. So do well to watch this video to the end, comment what you think about this drama, and click the subscribe button for the latest updates. At the end of this video, you would actually see other videos that's based on your interests. Trust me. So let's dive into it. So in the beginning of this drama, you could actually think He Simu was the villain, because bumping into a place where you see dead people and possessing extraordinary powers that are scary would make one think twice. But for the fact that she wasn't the villain, and the whole story started during a war with an enemy military invading Lufeng village and completely slaughtering an entire clan. So Shumu To, an old soldier, lies down dying in the war-torn town. Poor Pops was like,
Save my son. I beg you. Save Chen Ying.
And all He Simu could say at that point was,
I am lacking in talent, but I am the sovereign of all spirits, He Simu.
I really expected Dilraba, aka He Simu's response, to be like,
Get your filthy ass together. Nobody is dying today on my watch. Only I wield the Wuti Mala Shao Kao Guru Shou Tao, and I would turn back the hands of time.
and just magically, since she's a ghost, she just transformed the whole tragedy event and undo the whole death, and everyone comes back to life. But what do we have? So Dilraba, who's acting as He Simu, is a 400-year-old spirit lord who can't feel anything. No taste, no touch, no nothing. And Arthur Chen is this young general who's basically walking trauma with a sword. The first few episodes? Bro, I almost dropped it. It's slow. Like, why am I watching this slow? Everything looks kind of drab, the story is throwing random characters at you, and you're sitting there like, where is this going? Is there a plot, or are we just vibing in the dirt? Dilraba's character at the beginning feels weird too. She's just floating around, looking ethereal and slightly confused. You're thinking, why does she look so out of place? This is a high-budget show, which is supposed to be an SS or S plus budget, so it's one of the higher tiers or highest tiers, right? But it didn't feel that high budget, based on my opinion in the first few episodes, because they're in this like war-torn, right, mortal world. Everything's kind of drabby. Yeah, so there's nothing going on there that's like eye-catching, and also Dilraba's character is very odd. Normally I feel like she's so otherworldly, like they either try to put her on a pedestal or make her look so ethereal. Then it clicks. Oh wait, she's not human. She's a spirit who's been alive for 4 centuries without feelings. Of course she looks out of place. She's supposed to.
So, I was like, this is perfect casting. And then, I think, for me, the other part was like, well, I don't see
any chemistry between Dilraba and Arthur. Because at first you're like, why are these two people even crossing paths? And why do they speak in such weird ways to each other? Because he's always testing her. So, right at episode 11, they have exchanged one of their senses, which is a sense of touch. And it's kind of hilarious to me because she had never been really interested. She was like, well, it's not going to make a difference. But then once she has the sense, it actually reminded me a lot of my daughter when she was a toddler, because that's when kids are learning the sense of touch. They realize they can use their hands and they pinch and squeeze and grab everything, and she's doing that. She's like just grabbing everything, and I was like, so she went from like this cool ice queen, ghost queen to like to be very toddler-like. Dilraba's filmography was heavily dominated by characters that fit the princess in distress or long-suffering victim archetype, where the female lead must endure immense heartbreak and conquer everything through the power of love alone. Looking at her most famous past dramas shows just how much she was trapped in those emotional, vulnerable formats, compared to her role as the powerful Ghost King and even her recent Kung Fu soccer movies that just aired. Her behavior are totally different. For years, audiences loved her for her charm, her beauty, and her soft strength. This time, she had to put all of that aside. She had to become someone colder, someone more dangerous, someone who could hurt the people around her and still make us care. That choice is what made this role different, and it's the reason fans are still talking about her performance months later. Because for the first time, Dilraba didn't just play a character people admired, she played one that made them feel uneasy, protective, and deeply invested all at once. That emotional complexity is rare, and it's exactly why this performance refuses to fade. It forced her to step outside the image people were most comfortable with, and trust that viewers would still follow her into something colder and more complicated. This was one of the few times Dilraba had to carry both untouchable power and deep vulnerability in the same character. Most of her previous roles allowed her to lean into one side. She could be strong and charming, or soft and emotional, but rarely both at the highest intensity at the same time. In Love Beyond the Grave, she didn't get that choice. She had to make the audience believe that the same woman who stood above everyone else could also be quietly wounded. That the same presence that felt dangerous could also feel fragile. Holding those two extremes without letting one cancel out the other is extremely difficult. So right now, where the reason I'm saying it has switched for me is because I finally feel like I see personality from these two. It's not like in the beginning it was like he's just surviving. He has, battle scars, trauma. He's just surviving, and then he's not really living life, which is what she wants for him, right? She was like, you're mortal. You don't have that much time. You should really enjoy life. And he's like, he never really thought he had the right to do that because of the sort of crimes he's committed. And then for her, she was like, well, I live forever. I don't, you guys are just like a in the pan for me. Like, I'm not going to remember you. But now they're sort of like meeting each other, They're not so far apart anymore. So it is enticing to see more. And you almost kind of want to see him bring happiness and warmth to her life because she is so cold and ice queen and, impenetrable. So it's almost like, again, another aspect of what I call role reversal, where he's almost playing the opposite of his role, so macho in When Destiny Brings the Demons. In that one, the girl has the role he has here, which is to bring to life the warmth, love, and happiness and joy by, hundreds of years old powerful being who's kind of deadened inside and who's wary of the world because everyone else who wants to challenge you and kill you. In her world, too, she's supreme because she's supremely powerful and she knows that everyone's scheming against her. So that's also very interesting to see that role reversal and with the male and female reversal too. And the fact that he's playing the opposite of a role that we liked him in before. So you're like, yeah, this is very interesting. Then there is a quieter moment. Not a fight, not a confession, not a kiss, where her eyes do most of the work. These are often the scenes people forget to talk about, but they are some of the most revealing. Dilraba barely moves. She doesn't rely on big expressions or heavy dialogue. Instead, she lets a single look carry the entire emotion. In that stillness, you can feel everything her character is trying to hide. The longing, the fear, the quiet acceptance of something she cannot fully control. It's a moment that only works if the actress trusts the camera completely. And Dilraba does. She allows the silence to speak, and that restraint makes the emotion hit harder than any dramatic outburst could.
Why viewers became invested in them as a pair, even those who didn't ship them in real life at first. It wasn't just about romance. It was about watching two very different energies slowly change each other. Viewers cared because the relationship felt earned. It felt complicated. It felt like it could break at any moment. And when a performance makes people care that deeply about a fictional connection, it stays with them. That emotional investment is exactly why their chemistry is still being talked about long after the drama ended. And that same intensity and emotional control is exactly why people are still watching her every move today, including the latest news that has everyone talking again.
So, what has been the latest news this month based on these superstars? So start with Dilraba and Chen Feiyu meeting the family claim. On August 19th, well-known paparazzo Lu Dachui claimed during a live stream that Dilraba and Chen Feiyu have reached the meeting the family stage. The topic quickly trended, but no private photos or evidence have surfaced, and if they were, they would still be under investigation. Netizens joked that Dilraba's rumors always come without a single couple picture. Neither side has responded so far. Secondly, Dilraba's extreme training for Kung Fu soccer. Dilraba revealed the intense preparation she went through for Stephen Chow's Kung Fu soccer. She trained 5 to 6 hours daily outdoors, lowered her body fat to 14%, and destroyed 3 to 4 pairs of soccer shoes. She also suffered bruises and injuries while learning professional techniques under former national team players. Also, Dilraba stars in new Lux campaign. Dilraba is the face of Lux's latest Greater China campaign fighting sexist labels against women. In the video, she walks through the city while negative comments surround her, then powerfully fights them off as they turn into purple petals. The film aims to inspire women to reject limiting labels. So that's all for today. Make sure you click the subscribe button, write down your comment as every opinions matters because we would love to hear your thoughts on this review. Chills and see you in the next video.